but this is really uncommon. Multidimensional, it is the same idea, but you can define as much dimensions you want. So 3, 4, 5 dimensions as much you want, but the idea is the same. You have here a pair of braced brackets for each dimension, then the size of each dimension, and then a inner loop for each dimension you want to access the elements. Finally, methods of array class. So we have an array class in Java util, and there we have the most popular array related actions into it. It has a lot of methods for every occasion, but the simplest and most often used are the next. Okay, so about all of this, the most I use are toString and sort. So returns a string representing of the contents of the specified array, and sort the specified arrays into ascending numerical order. Okay, so let's go to it, and this will be our final example. So here numbers equals, let me take something to go faster. Here we have some numbers, and let's say we want to print all the elements here. So the ways we learn it, it's like I start non-zero, I to numbers length, I plus plus, and then numbers index I. Okay, this is one way. The other way is using the for enhanced. So for every int and inside numbers, we can do this, print n, or we will have the brand new method using the arrays. So I'm going to import here, import Java util arrays. And now, first I'm going to print directly the variable numbers, and then the arrays to string numbers. Oops, sorry, not that's correct. Numbers. Okay, so let's see the difference between these two approaches here. So for the first one, we already knew what to expect. So this is just the memory address which contains the array. And here using arrays to string, we actually have the array printed here with all the elements. So this is really useful. And we can do even better. So let's say here we have, so this is the array as string. So I'm going to do this, numbers. Okay. And what I'm going to do is to reassign this array, but replacing all the brackets for nothing. Let me see. Replace, let me see, all the options. So replace all. is the correct. Let me see how to do this. This is it. So this is wrong. Down. Maybe this way. Oh, it looks like I got. And then array string. Let me first check the results and then I will explain. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, but what we can do here is actually use the replace with first this one and then another replace using the second, replacing with nothing. And now it's correct. So now we have just the numbers without the brackets. Okay. So here we are using the method replace that we can do with string. So since the arrays to string transform our array in a single string, I can manipulate it as a common string. Okay, and the thing I was trying here with the method replace all, so replace all, it's using something called regular expressions, or even, let me put here, or even rejects. So if you are similar with rejects or regular expressions, you can use the replace all to, so you can use the replace all method to remove just in a really shorter way to remove both the brackets, okay? But the problem in here that I faced is that this is a special symbol in regular expression. I think we are going to have a lesson about this, about regular expression in this course. But if not, I can bring this in another class. I think we have a class named Working with Strings, and then I can talk a little bit about regular expressions, okay? So, okay, this is how we can print the array in a really easy way. And there are some other really common operations to do with arrays that, like, what's the smallest number and the biggest number, and of course how to sort the elements. Okay, the biggest, yes, I typed the biggest. What's the problem? Okay, so the smallest, the best, and how to sort. It's really easy strategy to find the smallest number is to say that your smallest is the first one, and then you are going to compare it with every other element. So we can use here the for enhanced. So int numbers. So if n is smaller than the smallest, so assign to smallest that n number. And then at the end, we are going to have the smallest. Okay? So the smallest number in the array is, okay? So the smallest number is -7. So how this algorithm works? So we define it arbitrarily that the smallest is the first, so 5. So our algorithm here tests every single element. So here we start with 5. So 5 is less than 5, of course not. So we're going to the next one. So 6 is smaller than 5, no. 7 is smaller than 5, no. 8, no. 1 is smaller than 5, yes. So then smallest becomes from 5, now it's 1. 2 is smallest than 1, no. 3 is smallest than no. -7, it is smallest than smaller than 1. And 90, no. 2, no. 0, no. So the smallest is -7. Okay. So the same to find the biggest. So we can say that the biggest is the first one. And then int n in numbers if n is bigger than biggest, so assign to biggest, and then at the end inform that the biggest number is biggest. Okay. And in the same way, we have here the biggest is 90. But we saw in the presentation that we have a method called arrays.sort that can sort our array. And of course, it will return and int sorted numbers. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. This is void. So it not returns, it will reassign to the same here. And now I can print it again. So the sorted array is, and then here print the whole sorted array. And now we have, so the sorted array is, and here we have it sorted. So what's the easiest way to find the smallest and the biggest element in your array? So you can just, I will comment everything here. I'm going to copy and comment. That's it. The same here, comment, copy, and comment. So the smallest number in a ordered array, in a sorted array, it is, of course, the first element, and the biggest is the last element. So the last one, it is length minus 1. This is the last valid index, okay? Remember those rules about Java arrays that we saw in the beginning of the class. So for an array of size n, the last valid index, it is always n minus 1. So first we have the original array, then the sorted array, the smallest number, we still got the result 7, and the biggest number, we still got the result 90. Okay,